What is going on, everybody? It is Monday, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and welcome to Lineman Life Live. Me, Justin Blaylock, your offensive lineman, are here as per usual. It is the finale of Wildcard weekend in the NFL, a Monday night Wildcard game. That's something new.
Yeah, you don't hear that very
new,
well.
But
hear that never.
I feel like that's going to be. I feel like that's actually a good thing for the NFL. It's going to be, all eyes on Los Angeles and the Cardinals tonight. So, going to be some good TV tonight. Hopefully, we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah, I love it as a fan.
Oh yeah, you love it
as
a player. Oh yeah,
playing, I'd be fucking
games,
mad.
You're like, shit, because you're going to be playing on Sunday.
So exactly. This ain't happening next week. This ain't going to be or next week.
Ooh, that does put those two. Whoever wins this game is going to be at a disadvantage.
But also, it's a week or a day less game planning for, the team you go see because they don't know who they're.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, I'm sure those guys will just.
Well, I mean, they'll have film on both teams.
So I guess film on both teams. But yeah.
They're not going to go full on game planning though. That's the difference. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But
so
I'd still rather have that than to have that short week.
Yeah, that kind of levels things out a little bit. What you drinking out of there? What you got there? What's that? A Viking horn?
Yeah. One of my buddies back home got me this. I think maybe 2 or 3 birthdays ago, and I just dug it up.
Say, I'm gonna put my mead in here.
There you go. Dope. There you go. They knew what they were doing. You've seen upstairs got the Thor's hammer and shit, so this goes right along with it.
You do got the Thor hammer up there too, so that's perfect. That fits the theme. So we definitely got some things to talk about tonight, guys. Obviously, the weekend that was Wild Card weekend. We have our slate of games that we actually picked in last week's tier maker. We'll take a look at that, see how we came out on it. But also got some breaking news coming out of Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Raiders, who just finished their playoff run, which I guess, started and finished at the same time. The Raiders actually fired Mike Mayock today in the last hour. Actually, Las Vegas Raiders posted this on Twitter. Says, we have relieved Mike Mayock of his duties as general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders. We thank Mike for his contributions over the last 3 years and helping to form the foundation for the franchise to build upon in its future. So that just happened. I think honestly, I think this is something that definitely was going to be an inevitability, mainly because a lot of reaches in the drafts from Mike Mayock and with the things that happened to a guy like, what's his name? Ruggs,
I can't remember.
I already forgot his damn name. Henry Ruggs.
Cornerback.
With that situation and how it played out, definitely, definitely got to take a look at who's bringing in these guys. You got players who are threatening to shoot people on Instagram. You definitely got to look at that.
Right, yeah. Not a good look.
And
pull up.
Exactly. Pull up, I swear. But, overall, even aside from that, because that's not the biggest factor in why it happened, the Raiders just have this weird history of just reaching for these combine warriors. And me and you were talking about this earlier before we started up. They go for these combine guys who blow out the combines with all these amazing numbers, and it just doesn't translate to the field. I mean, the combine gives you a baseline understanding of the level of just natural athleticism somebody has, but it doesn't tell you whether or not they're good football players.
Exactly.
Because there are so many intangibles from an instinct standpoint that you can't account for by measuring speed or change of direction. These aren't things that give you the full picture. They give you a piece of it, not the full
I would just go to the Olympics and get the 100-meter dash winner and
Exactly. And
guy
just
that can
run go routes
fucking
with them all
flop the
day and
most.
just
Yeah.
lob it up.
There's a reason these guys don't play football.
There's a reason. Very few of them translate their skills over. We see that, you hear about these Olympic sprinters every now and again. And then you forget who they are because within a year they're done. One, because they didn't expect it to be that physical. But two, their speed doesn't really mean anything on the football field unless it's used in certain ways. Like, in all honesty, if you really timed you can't even really measure it. But if you think of it like this, in the 7-man box, speed is pretty much a level playing field there, because offensive linemen are going to come off the ball. Fast offensive linemen will come off that ball, knowing the snap count, and will make up that half step speed difference there is between them and a linebacker to get up to the second level. And so their speed, even though they don't run very fast over distance, they can eat up a linebacker within 6 yards of them.
Yeah, that 10-yard
the linebacker looks like he can't even move, like he's just stuck, just engulfed.
And I can't just run. I can't solve everything as a defender by running. At some point, I had to come downhill,
got to engage
fill a gap, hit a motherfucker. It's great if I run, 4-4, as a linebacker or something. And there have been guys that translated that to being a great player. Usually a will linebacker chasing guys down or rushing off the edge some. But at some point, it's diminishing return. You can be as fast as you want, but I know where the ball's going. I'm going to put myself in a position where you have to go through me to get to the ball. And guys that are that fast tend not to, really want to hit nobody.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can, to a certain extent, you can say, okay, what about wide receiver and defensive back? Well, yes and no. There still has to be there has to be, beyond just your measurables in running and change of direction and jumping, you have to be able to understand concepts and be able to connect with your quarterback so that y'all are on the same page, and he knows how you react to certain looks and certain routes and certain adjustments. He knows already what kind of movements you're going to make, and that's part of instinctual play. Like they say, play fast. When they say play fast and think very little, that means that you just do things instinctually. You don't think about the assignments because you've done them so much that you know them like the back of your hand, and you know what looks you can get because you've studied all week. So it takes a lot more to actually build a good player, and you can't attribute whether they're going to be good or not just solely on what you can measure about them. And the Raiders have missed on a lot of that for decades. Damn near, it feels like.
And those guys tend to stay hurt. Those guys that are that fast, they stay hurt. And a little injury for them, whereas, you and I can tweak a hamstring, not that big a deal.
They don't care. Hey, tweak your hammy. We'll just let's wrap it up and get your ass back out there.
An 18-wheeler blows one tire, you're good.
Don't run. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
These little fucking Ferraris, I mean, you get, just a nail in the tire or something, or something even smaller than that. It throws the whole fucking thing off balance.
It's crazy.
I mean, they're fine-tuned machines that need lots of maintenance. Those guys. Always getting,
and don't run them over. Don't run the oil. Don't run the oil dry on them.
Yeah,
because them boys, that engine will blow out. You won't see them for 9 weeks.
Yeah, you got to be thinking about that oil change at 1,000 miles.
You know what I mean?
We're over here 10,000, still going.
You already know. So for me, I actually looked at this situation and how it played out with these Raiders, and I quote tweeted this to Jacksonville, to the Jaguars, and I say, look, Jags, when it's not working, you handle the situation. Don't put it off, get it done. And they know what that means. Fire Balky's ass, because he's just not. Just get it off. Just get him out of there. You need a fresh start. And he's not the guy who's going to build the foundation for the franchise, but. That's news coming out of Las Vegas. Also, we got, of course, the controversy that's going around the NFL for this Monday leading up to this playoff game. Before we get to this game, everybody's still talking about yesterday. And what was the big game that everybody had some kind of stake in from a bragging rights standpoint to I can't stand listening to that motherfucker talk shit about the Cowboys standpoint. Scooter McGruber's out there. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yo, love him.
We all know it. Yeah. We love him. I love him. He's an awesome dude.
You go talk about him, win, lose, or draw.
Oh yeah, you're gonna talk about him regardless of what.
We always
every year they're hyped up. This is our year.
To talk about.
It's like the Cubs.
This
is our year. This is gonna be our year.
All the morning talk shows, I think they hire people based on their opinion about the Cowboys. Cowboys, Cowboys, Lakers, Yankees. That's
the first thing that I get asked when people find out I'm from Dallas.
You're Gucci.
The first thing I get asked when I hear from people who find out I'm from Dallas is, "You a Cowboys fan?"
Yep.
And they're always like just ready for me to say yeah. And I'm like, nah, I actually grew up a 49ers fan. And they're like, really? You don't like the Cowboys? I'm like, nah, motherfucker, I don't. Problem?
As if it's like,
I mean? But the rivalry was renewed this Sunday. It was renewed. Jerry Jones had the 49ers in Jerry World, and I'm telling you, it was an event. You had freaking Dr. Disrespect was there. He got tweets going out in his 49ers jersey. You got people rushing the standing space parts of the stadium like it's fucking Black Friday. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is it the zombie apocalypse in this motherfucker?
I mean, not everybody gets to see God's team. It's a bucket list type situation for a lot of folks.
Hey, did you just say God's team? He skipped America completely. God's team. They were chosen.
I mean, he put the hole in the roof so he could watch his team play.
Oh yeah, you damn right he did. You damn right he did. Matter of fact, give me a second to find this. I want to show you exactly the hole he put in that damn roof.
Oh, it was blinding everybody.
Oh my God.
I mean, fucking receivers weren't even putting their hands up. They couldn't see.
Receivers sitting there thinking the ball's coming to them. The ball's 5 yards away.
I mean,
to the left.
Yeah, they're running fucking hitches and sitting there waiting for it. And the ball's already gone past them.
Hell, the DB couldn't even see where the ball was. The DB's over there like, I don't see nothing. Yeah, it's just definitely God's team. Definitely. Wanted to watch his team play.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, that was rough.
That's just a still. Why would you create a stadium facing east and west with the east and west field view so that the sun goes directly over the top and sets directly in your face? I mean, was this really strategically the way you wanted to do things? Because it did come and bite you in the ass in a playoff game.
I mean, surely somebody had to think about the orientation of the field, before it was built.
Yeah, they just weren't thinking about the actual game of football.
They don't just happening as well. I can flip a coin. Hey, let's make
this is going to look great in photos. It's going to make for great postcards.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason for this. But I mean, what Jerry wants,
Jerry is Jerry World. Now, let's get to this game. And of course,
let's rip this Band-Aid off.
The most controversial part of this game was the last play. And I dropped a video on that. If you want to check that video out, just check out the TOL Daily playlist on my channel. But this play, clearly, I mean, I think you and I both realized that this play was a pretty stupid move to make. I mean, this is just not what you want to do.
I was taken aback when I first saw it. I could not believe anything about it.
That they were running a freaking draw
as it was no happening,
timeouts.
But even before the debacle at the end of the fucking play, This motherfucker just scrambling. Wait, no, there's lineman blocking. This was called.
This was a called play.
Fire everybody.
Fire everybody. You damn right. That's kind of what I mean, dude. When this look, okay, so like I said in my video, this is situational football. Justin knows 100% everything I'm talking about because everybody practices the same shit in the NFL.
Yep.
This is the thing that these are things that are like literally, these are cardinal rules that you do not break when it comes to actually like understanding how to react to a situation here. Now, if I go back all the way on this, he's got 14 seconds. Justin, about how long does it take to run between the end of a play in the 2-minute drill, depending on how it ends, if there's a pile up or blah, blah, blah? How long does it generally take between the moment that ball is down and dead to the moment you snap the ball for the very next play?
I mean,
if you had to guess, what would you think?
I would think it's pretty fucking fast. But I remember our magic number, I think, was either 16 or 17 seconds to be able to run a play, get up to the line, clock it, and kick a field goal. So this
17 seconds, right? You know what the average is between 14 and 17 seconds.
Okay.
You right on the money.
Yeah, we always felt like if we had 16, 17 seconds, we could run any play, get up to the line, everyone, you have your formation. Well, just get legal. Formation doesn't fucking
get
matter.
legal, get lined up, get set. If we got to clock it, boom, you're going to be able to clock it.
Yeah, and we felt like we would be able to clock it 16, 17 seconds.
And you would still have a few seconds left.
Yeah.
And for another play.
And we were pretty comfortable with that. But these, it looks like they don't know the rules.
It looks like they don't know what's going on. They don't understand the situational requirements, the situational boundaries that they're in right now.
Because it could have been done here, even with this.
It could have been done. It could have been done. Everything would have to have been done perfect. And when I say everything would have to, everything would have to have been done literally perfect. But there's still another variable that makes even at 14 seconds nearly impossible. Is you have to wait on the referees. And it all depends on where the refs are. The refs may not be in position where the ball was dead at to be able to re-spot the ball in fast enough time for you to get the playoff. So essentially what happens here is if the Cowboys wanted this to actually work, they needed to have 30 seconds right here. They needed to have 15 more seconds because it would have taken them 14 seconds at the moment that he's down. Now, let's look at this play and let's say, hey, when is he actually down?
San Francisco to get to the quarterback here. Prescott takes off running the.
He's actually down.
9 seconds. Shit. Well, I guess it starts when you start the slide, right? Well,
yes, when he starts the slide. So this will be starting the slide. I think this is at the 27.
Yeah.
Because that's the 25-yard line is where the Wildcard logo is. And his knee, which he's kicked one leg out to lead and the other leg out to slide, he's at the 27. He's got 10 seconds at this moment. If this is all spotted perfectly, he's got 10 seconds at this moment to get the playoff, to get the next playoff, because now he's down. So they didn't even spot the ball right to begin with. They spotted them about 3.5, 4 yards more than they should have had to spot the ball because he's down right here at the start of the slide.
I think everybody just panicked.
Right? We talked about that like last week.
Everyone panicked.
Everybody panicked because
it's a playoff the fucking play. They're like, oh,
and wait. The play caught everybody off guard. And the fact that it happened so quick, it happened in 4 seconds. Nobody was even really. I mean, no, there was no way for people to react. But then from there, what did the Cowboys do? Let's see the rest of
The
it.
football.
Cowboys and the
I don't
Cowboys.
think this is going to work out.
Well, they'll be able to clock this. They were planning for it. It's downtown.
He handed the ball to his center.
So this is where you got to know the rules. Like,
You
how do
dumbass
you-
boy. You dumbass. What you doing?
How do you initiate a play? I mean, that's
How you supposed to start the play? What you think he just gonna snap it right back to you? You got to get the ball to the ref. What are you doing?
you got to check ball.
This
You
is
know,
exactly what we talked about.
this ain't 21. We can't.
Say 21. Like, what are you doing?
We're not on the fucking blacktop.
And people have
Lord.
put the people have put out the the pictures with the ref being like 20 yards back. Whatever. That shit don't matter. That's part of the reason why you need 14 to 17 seconds.
Yeah, the ref doesn't know the
The
play
moment
call.
that you're down, you need that much time to get another playoff.
Yeah, they're not. We're not checking. Checking the playoff with the ref. Like, hey man, we're about to run this QB draw. Make sure you stay right on top of it.
Yeah, so that a ref could be right there near the line, near the ball as soon as it's down to grab it and run it back to spot it.
they're
We
not
see
afraid
that
of
stuff
shit
happen.
either.
That's because they know that something's going on.
Yeah.
So at the very outset, and maybe this comforts Dallas fans. I don't know. Does it? Does it make you feel better?
Not at all. Not a fucking bit. I mean,
I'm just
honestly,
saying,
we shouldn't have been in the position to begin with.
You know how this shit is. If
But
you're
this-
being realistic about it, the moment he snapped that ball and it was a QB draw, they didn't have a fucking chance.
I was like, this game's over.
It doesn't matter what he does. And here's another question that I have. Look, first off, this is what I have a problem with. You don't think he can get to the end zone from here with a pass?
I mean,
You don't think you can? You don't think you have any routes that you can run to where the receiver may catch the ball at like the 10, and then you say, "Hey, you got to fight your way in from there.
make something happen?
You're gonna have to make something happen." I mean, that's something we tell cats all the time. You don't think they could do that here? Look at the receivers they have. Come on, man. Come on, man. They got ballers over here.
I mean, I think this is when you pull out the gimmicky type play. I mean,
That
not
they
a hook
tried
and
in the
ladder.
first quarter. That bullshit. I mean, it might have worked if they would have did
it
it
would have
right.
been better than this. But I think
but it would have been better than this.
get
for
the ball
sure.
to CD, get some blockers in front of him, just get a whole mass of humanity moving towards the end zone, see what happens.
I mean, you
It's better
got
than this.
look, man, and again, as somebody who has played through and witnessed the Hail Mary work myself in Jacksonville. If you got talent in the end zone, I'll take a chance with it.
Yeah.
I take a chance with it. I mean, look, if you're looking at this defense right now, if you're looking at the Niners defense, the first these three
guarding the
guys in
sideline.
the secondary, I don't even worry about them because
Yeah.
if the only way that they're even a factor is if I throw it in
Some kind of
here,
out or something.
and if if I throw it to the sidelines, but
Yeah.
you can run somebody straight on right up their toes and then just have them break into a post and make it a one-on-one jump ball with a safety who's playing deep. You might catch it at like the 8-yard line or the 6-yard line. And from there, that's where magic happens.
Yeah,
That's
and
where it's
then
magic from there. That's where
You make somebody miss, you run somebody over, you fucking lateral to somebody.
you stiff arm somebody,
Figure
maybe
something
you
out.
getting pulled down and you throw it behind you. I mean, come on, man.
You
I'm
figure
telling
something
you, I
out.
go back, and I'm pulling this video up because I'm a little bit, I'm vain. I'm going to show this.
You Cal Stanford that thing.
I'm going to show this. Oh, I'm going to show this because I lived
even
it.
if they had, I mean, so I guess the thought is we clock it with a second or two left, and then we run the Hail Mary from the 25 instead of the 40.
Yeah, but even at that, like I said, it doesn't
Well, that's
matter.
still
The
not
moment they
guaranteed.
snapped the ball, the moment he snapped it, it was over with.
But
And
I
it
mean,
was a draw. It was over with.
if you're at the 25 and there's a second left, I don't have to worry about the sideline anymore. Now I just have 8 motherfuckers on the goal line.
Yeah.
And that's a lot less of a chance than this play.
That's a lot less likely. You got these cats stretched out right here. They're going to protect the sideline first. They're going to react to anything that goes to the inside.
There's only 3 guys at the goal line here. I got a chance.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's only 3 guys back here. You can give him DB Webb a jump ball. You can give what's his name?
Cooper. I mean, there's a lot of guys out here that could do
they
something.
Got like multiple Pro Bowlers out here. You can give a ball deep and give them a shot. It's there. The Cowboys literally panicked and called the worst possible play to react to the situation, which just proves to me, and it's not even just me, because everybody's witnessed them kind of screwball their time management all season long. Yeah. But when you do that and you never correct it and you never get better at it, you never make it a point of emphasis, at a certain point, you're going to pay us a steep price for that. And that is what and at the most inconvenience time, that's what they did. They had to pay the price for being idiots, thinking that a draw, what do you think? I mean, what do you think the defenders are thinking when they see him run up the middle? They're like, hell yeah, you dumbass. Well,
please do
first,
that.
I would have looked up and seen if they had timeouts, because, I mean, that's the only reason I would think they would do something like this.
Something wrong with the
scoreboard? They had a timeout.
Did I miss something on the scoreboard? Surely they're not doing this.
Because how many times have we seen teams not even barely be able to get a playoff when they got like 17 seconds on a pass that gets completed that's close to the sideline, but he doesn't quite get out of bounds? It takes them like another 18 seconds to get the ball off on the next play. So, just really, really, bad time management, bad awareness. These are the things you go through and walk through on Saturdays. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that you brush up on. You don't really practice them, but you brush up on them,
Yeah, just make sure you know the rules.
Just to make sure you know situations, like, so you don't even have to think about what we should be doing here. You know what the objective is, and they totally screwed this off. So the Cowboys are sitting their ass at home again.
We're lucky to be just this far. Like we were talking about it earlier, this game should have been a 2-score game. Maybe worse than that.
It should have been a 2-score, maybe 3-score game.
This was far better than we deserved the way we played. We spotted them, 2.5 quarters before we kind of finally fucking woke up and decided, oh shit, I guess this is a good time to start playing.
And as I've said numerous occasions about this playoff season, this playoff tournament, and how it's going to play out, these teams that play downhill, the 49ers are a traditional downhill football team. They play good defense. They play physical defense. They run the ball with authority. They're an intermediate passing team that really predicates their runs mainly off of the success. They predicate their passes mainly off the success of their run game. This is a 2 chin strap football team, much like the Tennessee Titans, a 2 chin strap football team. You have to bring 2 chin straps when you play them, because it is going to be a physical slugfest. And the Cowboys were not ready for that. They were not ready for that, and you saw that the entire first half. Honestly, they weren't ready for that. Even when they got, got on the scoreboard, you could see that they weren't really. They got on the scoreboard because they got the ball on that side of the field. You know what I mean? Like they had chances to take advantage of the mistakes that the Niners made later in the game. But I mean, look, if Jimmy G doesn't throw that pick, if Trent Richardson, or no, I'm sorry, what's his name? Trent Williams. If he is set, if Jimmy G is a little bit patient, holds his patience, and doesn't call that quick snap, and you let Trent Williams get set, this game is over. And it might be 30-7. That might be the score.
Several chances
30-10.
Several chances. And they made mistakes too. Like you said.
These are 2 teams that didn't want to win the fucking game. They tried to give it to them.
Yeah.
San Fran's defense was like, hell the fuck no, Jimmy G. No, you don't. No, you don't, motherfucker.
Yeah, we just
ain't doing this to us.
Anybody. They ran roughshod all over us the entire first half.
Oh, man, it was rough.
And tried to give it away.
They averaged 4.5 yards a carry running the ball against the Cowboys.
Slinging it everywhere in the second half, give us a chance to get back in the game, which always baffles me.
One telling stat that I didn't know until I heard it was that the Cowboys, even though they went undefeated in the NFC East, they were 6-6 against everybody else, which that is the true value of the team, is when they play against opponents who are not in their division. Yeah. That's when you find out how good a team you have is. Because if you can beat teams in different divisions that have distinctly different kinds of styles in those divisions, then you know you have a team that can compete on different levels with different kinds in different kinds of games. All the games that you saw in the NFC East games for the Cowboys, those were pillow matches. They're blowing these cats out.
Yeah, I wouldn't
because they
even
have
say
that kind of talent.
They necessarily had like a signature win this year. I guess New England would be the closest
New England
thing.
had a rookie quarterback. Congratulations.
The closest thing I can remember to a signature win, if you will. Because every other time we played, a playoff team, didn't go so well. I think the Cardinals, who were reeling when we played them, still figured out a way to knock us off. The Chargers, even though they didn't make it,
just got their ass beat, and they got
we did
win back against
the Chargers. But and then obviously week 1 in Tampa, everyone's like, oh man, we gave the champs a good game, kept it close.
I mean, and it was a good game. I thought they
it was a hell of a game. Hell of a game.
It was a hell of a game. Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
We got a super chat here from Pat B. $10 super chat. He says, I appreciated the breakdown of how the Cowboys messed up in the last 14 seconds. It got sent to a few Cowboys fans on my Facebook when they complain about the refs. Keep up the great content, sir. Appreciate you there, Pat. Appreciate you very much. Justin Morgan for $5 says, Mike McCarthy went full Leroy Jenkins on that QB draw.
That's fucking gold right there.
Oh man, okay. Appreciate you. That's one perspective you could definitely have. He went full Leroy on him.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, Jason Gaines for $5. Where's at the Greg tonight? He's MIA tonight. Your Pats dynasty ended in 2019. The AFC East runs through Buffalo now. That bum is a bandwagon fan. Ooh, shots fired from the chat. The Greg, I think I saw the Greg here. Okay, and we might have a super chat off between the Greg and Jason. Let's see. Lost history, $5. Lost history says in 14 seconds you could say screw it and throw a couple of bombs. Yeah, absolutely.
That's another option.
3 plays off.
You could at least get
definitely
2.
Can get 2. You can definitely get 2. 100% correct.
As long as they're incomplete, or out of bounds.
I mean, yeah, if one's incomplete, and you're sending those to the end zone.
You know what
I mean?
See, you're
going to try and shoot that from the end zone. I mean, and it reminds me so much of Pittsburgh and Arizona back in like 2010. Because, I mean, they weren't 40 yards out, but Ben Roethlisberger threw 2 back corner touchdowns in a row to win that game. I mean, and he stole that from the Cardinals because that Larry Fitzgerald slant that he took to the crib, that would have been, nobody remembers that. And that was one of the most amazing plays in Super Bowl history. So you never know when you take a risk and you just chuck that ball down there, you never know. You never know.
Give yourself a chance. Crazy shit happens all the time in this league. I'm pretty sure Dak can throw 50 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Another
$10. He says, since 1996, the Falcons have been a better franchise than the Cowboys. The Falcons have been to 2 Super Bowls and 3 NFC title games. Cowboys have 0 NFC championship game appearances since 1996. Hashtag Dallas sucks. Hey, the Jaguars.
Yeah, no, it's all recency bias. But I mean, y'all talking real greasy like we ain't got 5 rings.
The Jaguars got more playoff wins, more conference championship appearances than the Cowboys have had since 1996. Cuz read it and wait.
We spotted cats, 25 years, and we still got more rings than all but 2 teams.
Well, Pittsburgh got 6 now.
That's what I'm saying.
And so do New England.
So New England and Pittsburgh, the only people that can talk to us. All this stuff is good and cute.
And both their asses is sitting at home, just like y'all ass is right now.
Yep.
Watching for a new team that's going to be maybe not a new team, but a team different than them that they're going to be punching their ticket to the conference championship this coming weekend. But no, it's actually a fun factor. I appreciate that, Jason.
Yeah,
Sam Keong for $10 Canadian says, as someone cheering for the 49ers, I most definitely think Mike McCarthy made the right play call. Oh, well, of course you would think that. You're a Niners fan. That was a perfect play call.
I mean, the only thing better would be to fucking kneel the ball. Like, god dang, man.
I mean, I swear, dude, I literally thought, I was like, they got to have a timeout. Why are they running QB draw? And then when he was running the QB draw, I'm thinking to myself, well, why the hell ain't he like running up towards the sideline? What is he going on the middle of the field for? Cisco, what is he doing? Like when he got right here, like when he got right here, when he got right there, I thought he was going to fake in and then cut up to the sideline. I'm like, yeah, that'll work.
Well, maybe
lateral
to this. I don't know who that is, but fuck,
you got a receiver right here or running back.
Anything else?
I mean, go block somebody. Receiver. D.D. Webb looks like he's looking for somebody to block. Linemen are running up trying. I mean, why didn't you just go out of bounds here? That would have made way more sense. Pick up like 6 yards. That's enough.
Just everybody run to the sideline and get in somebody's way so they can't
get in somebody's
keep
way,
him in
give
bounds.
him a little shield. But when he did this and just cut up, I'm like, oh, he's tripping. I'm like, what you doing? He's about to hit you right in your ribcage.
Does he see something? Like, at this point, you got to try to take it to the house.
He's encircled. There's nothing.
Yeah, you got to get this to the house.
I mean,
once you don't go out of bounds,
you got to think when you're doing this that you got the house called. Somebody just fucked up and you about to cut straight down.
Yeah,
no,
when he turned to the field and I couldn't see anybody, from my field of vision on the screen. I was like, oh,
you're like, oh shit,
maybe there's nobody there.
All you gotta do is beat the linebacker. Oh, there's 6 more motherfuckers. It's just, you go from looking at this, thinking he might have like this whole lane, like going towards the logo on the left, and get out of bounds up there. Nah. They all waiting on him. They just like, what the hell is he doing? Whew. So Cowboys definitely take an L when it comes to that. We got other games that obviously happened over the wildcard weekend as well. Let's take a look at our playoff bracket. And we can talk a little bit about the other games of the weekend. So this is the bracket as we picked it on the Tier Maker stream. Obviously, Kansas City destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's going to be Kansas City playing host to the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be a fucking epic game.
Can't wait for this one.
Epic. This one's going to be an epic one. Tennessee, number 1 seed in the AFC, taking on Cincinnati. I think this is going to be literally the 2 chin strap game personified, because both these teams can play that. Which is whew. AFC's got, these are good matchups right here. These are excellent matchups.
Yeah, at this point, there's not going to be many bad games, moving forward.
Yeah, these are going to be some good games. This is, I mean, it's like, okay, it makes sense that Dallas lost because I don't think Dallas would be able to compete with Green Bay. I mean, I don't think they would have been able to. I don't think that their style is a good matchup against Green Bay, right? Or well, they wouldn't have been playing them, right?
They would have been playing.
They'd have been playing. Yeah, they would have been playing them. They would have played them.
Yeah.
So, the Cowboys against Green Bay would not be a good matchup. That'd be a blowout because one, they're going to be playing in Lambeau. Cowboys are not ready for that kind of game. They're not. I mean, look, I don't want to like rag on the Cowboys too much. I mean, I think Justin knows this shit too. The Cowboys ain't the team that you want that wants to play in like a tough condition.
Yeah, we
They don't want that.
We look good. We got our nice crispy uniforms on. We're out there trying to run fast, make plays.
They never been that team, in my opinion, that wants to play in a really low down, grimy game. They don't want that. They never have wanted that.
Yeah, these ain't
since Emmett and them. Maybe back in the Emmett days, yes, they definitely could play that game.
Yeah, these ain't the Ice Bowl Cowboys,
No,
they
don't want. But these Cowboys do not want to play in Lambeau Field in negative degrees at night when it's windy and it might be snowing. They do not. They never want that kind of game.
Yeah, they're gonna be there plowing the field between fucking quarters and shit.
And Green Bay's got a nice. They've gotten. I mean, come on, man. They got an attack out of this world, ground and in the air. They can eat you up.
Yep.
So I think the San Francisco matchup is actually going to make for what could be an upset. I think San Francisco can beat Green Bay. I do. I think they can. It's going to take some things happening, but it's not going to. But it is wholly possible because their defense plays very fast.
Yep.
They don't give up big plays.
Very physical up front. And
their offense, when they are mistake free. Don't
make it Jimmy's game.
That's a big fucking win.
Just don't make Jimmy be the one to beat him.
As long as you don't put it in Jimmy's hands and say, hey, Jimmy, with your arm around him, go win us this game. Don't say that to him. Because once you say that to him, you're going to see this motherfucker dice the ball into triple coverage like ain't nobody going to stop it.
The crazy thing is, he could do some really, really good things.
I mean dude, I'm watching this cat play yesterday, and I'm like, man, this cat. I'm like, why they be talking shit about Jimmy G? Because we're over here on the East Coast,
lo and behold,
seeing their games like that,
right?
And then he overthrew a Ayuk on what was a fucking. That would have been 6.
Yep.
He overthrew him, and I'm like,
okay,
hey, look. That can happen. I mean, you don't. It can't happen in the playoffs, but it happens sometimes. Overthrown, wide the fuck open. Okay, just don't.
Well, shit.
Just don't compile. Just don't stack it up with bad throws. Just he's making good decisions, and then I see this motherfucker throw a ball literally to the defense, and I'm like,
their Super Bowl year, he overthrew a cat on like an obvious touchdown.
Don't ever put it in his hands like that.
Who did they play when they were in the Super Bowl?
They played against Kansas City, and really, you talking about?
San Fran.
He overthrew.
God dang, who was the receiver? But he had 2 dudes beat. Just has to lay it up. Yeah, and he overthrows them by 7-8 yards or something.
I mean, these cats had like a 10-point lead on the Chiefs the entire game.
Yeah, Chiefs.
And the moment that they went for the dagger off that play action, they went for the dagger, pick, and the whole shit changed. That's when it began to be known. Don't put it in his hands. Just keep him managing. If he throws a touchdown pass, hey, great. If he doesn't, great. Matter of fact, we're going to move one of our receivers and we're going to use him as a running back so we can actually kind of circumvent plays.
Get it to this guy without throwing it to him.
Throw the ball. You know what I mean? Just
how can we get it to Debo without throwing it to Debo?
Yeah, how do we get it to him without actually having to have him go downfield and wait on a pass? Because that's risky. That's risky. That's risky. So for me, I think that they can beat Green Bay. We'll talk probably more in depth about this on Wednesday. But I think that if there's a team in here who can pull that upset and keep them from getting to the conference championship, I would put my money on San Francisco before I put my money on LA. So
I agree with that.
With that, it's really a matter of it's going to be a game when they play each other. It's going to be a game that's going to really come down to just mistakes because both teams have enough benefits to pull a win out. Green Bay, you can't underestimate them in any sense. Obviously, they're the number 1 seed. You don't want to do that. That'd be a mistake. But the Bucks, I don't know if this is the Bucks year, because I'm looking at this game tonight and I'm saying, yeah, the Cardinals are going to fuck this off. Both teams aren't really coming into this really at the best in their best form necessarily, but the Cardinals are going to fuck this off.
Yeah, both
I think we all kind of know that they're going to fuck this off.
They're both kind of limping into the playoffs.
They limping in, but one of them got
somebody got to win.
Receivers. One of them, somebody got to win. One of them got receivers. One of them, don't really got them. So tonight, I feel like, like I said, I feel like it's going to be a game that's 3 quarters competitive, and then somebody makes a mistake that just creates a snowball effect, and then they get blown out. And I think that's going to be the Cardinals. They've been the team that showed me that they're most capable of doing that. They don't got D-Hop out there tonight either. It's going to be rough for them boys. Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Get kind of ugly.
Maybe Rondale Moore comes through if he's playing. Who knows? Who gives a shit? This is going to be an ugly game. It's going to be an ugly game. Let's see here. Tennessee. Now these Bills, the Bills have shown me that they're ready to make a run for it. But it's going to come. It's going to have to be Josh Allen is going to have to literally put them on his back against Kansas City. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take him making a couple of extraordinary plays that we have not seen him make to this point, which I think he can do. I think he can do it. Yeah, Problem is,
it's going to take something special.
They also will likely have to keep up with Kansas City, which is that's a tall order.
Yeah, usually
even for their defense.
Shit, they put up 21 points in the second quarter last night.
Yeah, and look, the Steelers ain't no jokes on defense now. They might be jokes on offense, but they're no jokes on defense. And the Steelers defense was just like, hey, shit, shit.
Yeah. After the first quarter, people were like, oh man, this might be a game. And then
all of a sudden,
wide open.
You're like, oh Lord. Okay,
they're not
playing. They're not playing no more.
That's why y'all are here. Shit.
So that's what y'all do. Y'all just blow cats the fuck out the water, huh? Okay.
Obviously Buffalo has that capability. We saw
Buffalo Buffalo is a very Buffalo. I would call them a downhill team because their running game is Josh Allen.
Yeah, they're still running power.
I feel like they're a hybrid of a downhill team and a spread team. And I think that with that, there's a double-edged sword to this for them playing against these Chiefs. The Chiefs have a particularly they got a good front four. Not world beaters, but they have a good front four, and they got fast. They got a fast. Their defense reacts fast. They attack the ball once they see what's going on. I think the double-edged sword of this is that you have to worry about Josh Allen getting hurt. Sure. I will, and not to hex him at all, because I like Josh Allen and I kind of have been picking the Bills to be that team this year. I don't understand why these defenders are not going more through his hips and legs when they try to tackle him, because that is the proper way to tackle a big running back. What do you think they do to Derrick Henry? They don't try to tackle Derrick Henry on his shoulders. They stopped doing that a couple of years ago when they figured out that when you go at his shoulders, he literally can throw you into the first row.
I'm about to get,
we saw what happened to Josh Norman. We saw what happened to Josh Norman.
And Josh sent that boy
he sent him to the shadow realm. We saw his entire spirit leave his body when he was airborne. So, it can be ugly when you go at his shoulders. If I was trying to tackle Josh Allen and I'm a linebacker, I'm trying to go through his hip bone. Not to hurt him, but that's my aiming point, his hip. Go through his hips, because that's the only thing that can move his momentum off of its balance. If I'm a DB, I'm trying to wrap his feet up. Yeah. If he ain't running, then he can't run and he can't go nowhere. If he can't pick his feet up, he can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
But if you try to like grab him around his shoulders like you would have naturally when you see a quarterback run, you're gonna get your ass stiff armed, and then you're not gonna look good. So, we'll see how Kansas City plays up to that. That's gonna be such a massive game. Oh, that's like the game that should be the conference.
You kind of want this
championship
to
game.
be the conference championship.
Yeah, it should be the conference championship game, because usually when that happens, when you have those teams play in the divisional, whoever they end up playing in the conference, they usually like walk all over them, and it's like not even a competitive game, and you're like, shit, like.
Damn,
last game was the actual, should have been the proper conference championship.
Yeah, just like it's, everyone wants to see Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and that's going to be in the conference championship.
Yeah.
As long as they both handle their business. And that's kind of how you
something tells
want
me
things to play out.
Something tells me LA, if they win tonight, I think LA will beat Tampa. That's a hot take. That's a hot take, but
I could see that.
I think that this Tampa team it's still a capable team of getting to the Super Bowl, but I don't think it's as
they got a lot of injuries.
It's not as overwhelming as it was last year. Last year they just had overwhelming shit that they could throw at you.
Yeah,
with their offense.
I don't know if all these people are coming back in the next 2 weeks, but they got a lot of guys that have to play a lot of football.
Yeah.
They were bringing cats in, off the street at one point in the secondary.
At one point they were. So I think, that could be, if there's, I think the NFC could be up, and the NFC is a little bit, the NFC is going to be, I think there's some upsets that can happen here. I think both these teams, lower seeded, can beat the top seeds.
Yeah, I think it's much more likely than, I wouldn't call Buffalo over Kansas City a big upset or anything, but I think
evenly matched. But that Kansas City just has something about them. It's just hard to knock them out. It's hard to knock them out.
Yeah.
I think that Cincinnati will play a good game against Tennessee, but I think Tennessee is going to overwhelm them late in the game.
Have they said if Derrick Henry will be back? I know
he's back. He was back practicing last week.
Okay, I knew it was possible last week, and they ended up holding him. But that only
because they got that bye. He practiced with them, I think.
Okay. Well, shit.
John Morris for $5 says Cardinals got to go for the eyes. Rams ain't got no arms to defend.
Is this Dan Campbell?
Cliff, don't let me down.
You're biting kneecaps and poking motherfuckers' eyes out.
Got to go for the eyes. Got to gouge them. Got to gouge them. And hell, what about this guy? Eric Weddle. They brought him out of 2 years retirement to come play.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Who did that?
I believe it's the Rams.
Okay. I had no idea.
Because the Rams had some injuries, and they were actually, from what I heard they were considering moving Jalen Ramsey to safety, which he can play that. He can play that too.
I'm sure he could be pretty fucking great at that too.
He can play that too, and he would be nice. Shoot. But I believe that is I think that's it. I think we kind of went through what the divisionals are going to be like. We'll get into more detail about them on Wednesday in the tier maker, which we'll have with Urinating Tree and 5 points. But for us, just taking a look back before we head out here tonight, let me show you guys a little something. Just kind of reiterate to you Cowboys fans that it's possible, man. You got to have faith. You got to have freaking faith. When things ain't going good, there's a chance for you to win the game. You got to take it. You can't try and overthink it and overanalyze what you should be doing. If you got to throw a Hail Mary up, then you throw a motherfucking Hail Mary up.
Or just depend on the deep guys to knock it away.
Gus Johnson with the call.
Gerard steps up. Fires, sends Walker, knocked down. Oh, he caught it! Mike Thomas, touchdown Jags! Ball game!
yards! Whoa!
You got to leave them stunned, baby.
Damn.
David Garrard, big strong arm QB.
David Garrard buys enough time for the receivers to get down there, and
Just
you
let
said
him
it.
run.
Mike
Somebody
Sims
make a
Walker's going
play.
to go up for it, but it's knocked to the ground, right into the hands.
Wow. Johnny on the spot.
Even when he's doing what he's
Glover
supposed to do,
Quinn
just
knocks
knock
it down with both
Right.
hands like a volleyball player,
Knock
spiking
it down better.
into the catch of
Oh,
Mike
what a fucking
Thomas.
play.
Unbelievable.
I remember that now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, to do that, you gotta call a play.
You got to have faith in your guys. Got to have faith in them. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for us. We're going to go check out this game. I'm going to see who's going to win this playoff game between these Rams and these Cardinals. I'm pretty sure it'll play out as I have prescribed. Make sure you check out Uche Ustradamus Waneri on my YouTube channel. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. For me and my compadre here, Justin Blaylock, we say a good night, and we will catch you all on Wednesday's live Tier Maker stream.
Bid you adieu.
Peace.